He should have known better than to talk about Allison Watts to Jack, because Jack still lived in Santa Monica, and Max's house had a shared phone line and a nosy 8-year-old. "Yabos!" Danny squealed. Max blushed hard, looking over his shoulder. "I'm going to leave you," he said. "Find your own way to school." He spun another loop, catching too much speed on the turn. He stopped short before hitting the curb. Danny stopped too, eyes sparkling with mischief beneath the brim of her witch's hat. A few strands of tawny hair stuck to her red lipstick. "Then Mom will ground you forever," she said. "Maybe that wouldn't be so bad," he muttered. Danny put a sympathetic hand on his shoulder. "Oh, don't be that way," she said. "Then how will you ever see Allison's bazookas?" Max groaned, leaning forward over his handlebars. "Please stop," he begged. "It's not even like that." "It sounded a lot like that." She tugged on his sleeve to get them moving again. Max relented, bike wobbling as he pedaled slowly beside his sister. "That's why you shouldn't eavesdrop on people," he said. "You lose context. One day you'll know what that means." "Does it mean you saving up to run away to Jack's house and become the next X-ray glasses? Because I heard about that too." "The X-ray specs," Max muttered. "You know, I don't have to walk you to school anymore if I don't want to." It was true. One of the few perks he'd been promised about their family's move from LA to Salem was that they'd live far enough from school that Danny would qualify for bus pickup. But the previous night, she'd said the bus made her lonely, and she'd begged him to bike ahead and meet her one stop early so they could walk the rest of the way together. He'd agreed against his better judgment. She was still his little sister, after all, and as long as she'd been going to school, they'd been walking together. But now, he was paying the price for nostalgia. "But you do want to," said Danny, dancing through the graveyard on someone's front lawn. "Or you would have said no." She stepped on a button, and a plastic corpse with matted black hair sat up with a shout, making her shriek and race back to the sidewalk. As they rounded the corner, Max saw, at the top of the hill, the skinny blonde and the no-necked bonehead known as Jay and Ernie. In the 2 weeks since his family had moved to Salem, Max had avoided any run-ins with the town bullies. But he could already tell they were the kind of boys whose kindergarten teachers, searching for something nice to say during parent-teacher conferences, would have settled on persistent. Jay and Ernie's lackeys seemed to appear out of nowhere as they swaggered down the middle of the road, the embellishments on their faux leather jackets glinting dully in the morning light. "You know," said Max, wheeling around, "I think Mom told me they're handing out candy at the side entrance." He felt bad about lying to Danny, but she'd get more than enough arrowheads and pixie sticks later. "Hey!" she protested as they approached the annex door. "There's no candy." But her brother was already gone, speeding off toward Jacob Bailey High. Salem, 1693. It was not unlike Emily Binks to stray so close to the wood. Her mother had often scolded her for doing precisely that, though she tried not to scold too hard. For 9-year-old Emily was a serious child, and pious, paging through her prayer book without minding where her footsteps took her. Emily was old enough to know the rumors about the Sanderson sisters, but she also knew that whenever she ran across any of them in town, they were kind to her. It was rare to see Miss Winnie or Miss Mary or Miss Sarah smile, what with their crooked backs and twisted, dusty faces. But when they noticed her, they beamed and clapped. Well, Mary and Sarah, anyway, and praised her pink cheeks and pretty hands. Her mother never praised those things, for fear of encouraging vanity and sin. Even skeptical Miss Winnie would pat Emily's shoulder awkwardly and tease that she should return to her mother lest Winnie eat the little girl right up. All this to say that Emily was not afraid of the wood as others were, and was especially less afraid than her brother Thackeray, who, like his best friend Elijah, was 7 years older than Emily, and of an age when boys found anything at all to do with girls or women highly suspect.